you, and we all feel that you're telling the truth and that these things do exist. We don't see them, we don't experience them on a day-to-day basis. How, when you come into this society again as living a normal life as much as you can, how do you see the average person being able to stop this kind of thing, help you rehabilitate, and keep our children from having this kind of thing take place? The way that I think that people can fight this is, since we're all attacked on every level, and we're all programmed to some degree. We're programmed in different ways. It's the system that's doing it. We're set up to do that. We're all programmed to some degree. We're programmed in different ways. It's the system that's doing it. We're set up to do that. For example, is if you are a school teacher and you see what is happening in the school system, that you fight this on every level, that you protest, you go and you let them know this is not right. You can make data yourself. You have children every year, for example, that they're not learning this, they're not learning that. Gee, this is what teaching them this or that is doing to them, and you have a voice and you can use it. This also stands true for nurses, police, doctors, lawyers. It stands true for factory workers. There's injustice in every part of the system. It was made to be that way. And as long as we don't speak out, it will go on. And there is programming in that way for everybody. But if you are aware of it, then you have an obligation to do something about it.
Jeffrey Snee, for trauma-based mind control as they used with you when you were younger, is that still being done with the non-enlightened ones, so to speak, or have they got some new technology now that they're using to program in a much quicker way?
My understanding is that the programming is much, much more sophisticated. You need to use a programmer to methodically terrorize and abuse and torture the way that they used to. They have the computers to do it now. They have kind of interactive bio-type computer that you just hook someone up to, and that computer can take care of the whole thing. And it senses pain, it senses the level of the pain reaction, it senses the terror. It does everything that a human programmer could do. And it's doing very well, because the incidence of obvious mind control victims coming into psychiatric facilities is not the same as it was 10 years ago, and I think there are two reasons for that. One reason is that they saw where the holes in the programming were when people started coming into it about 15 years ago, and they corrected their mistakes. The other reason is that a lot of the therapists and psychiatrists in the psychiatric field refuse to deal with it anymore, partly because they are being harassed. They've been harassed right out of business. They've been harassed right out of dealing with it. They've been threatened, and I know this for a fact because it happened to people that saw me. Not just because they saw me, but because they were dealing with it. And the other reason is that there is a big movement that is backed by the FMS, who is funded by Human Ecology, which is part of that CIA-backed. They are really pushing to have this not dealt with, to have, that they're saying that it's very rare to see something like this. And some of these doctors are contracted by different agencies such as CIA. So all of this is happening, and they're trying to cover up. But the programming has become highly sophisticated.
Arizona, one other question in the aspect of the altars that they lay down, either before or presently with the computer, is there a religious altar laid down which gives them a script of what heaven looks like and the different people in heaven and that sort of thing that would be consistent in many mind control people?
What I know, I can tell you from what I know about myself that there was religious programming laid down, and that one of the favorite NSA things to do is to say that your programmer is God, and that the contact is through the Holy Spirit. And this creates a lot of havoc. There was a lot of religious programming done on me. I know some people that have more than I did, but I did experience that. It's quite a trick to get through it.
Is there a uniformity among many of their thinking in relation to their characters that they would see or people they would know there? Could be the same programming that has been given to many?
What I think is that they will find something in the child's life, because it's going to start when they're a child, and use that. And the background for me was that I was Catholic, so there was a lot pertaining to Catholicism.